Christ. Friday night, I went to Chillingham Castle to do what I hoped would be a short investigation up there on what was a beautiful summer's evening, but I never really got a chance to do the investigation I wanted to do for several reasons, but it was still a beautiful night out. Now, I got back home around 12:30 and I was pretty tired, and I wasn't in the mind to set the equipment up for an overnight passive investigation, but I'm so thankful that I did in the end, because from the get-go, there was equipment being triggered. No sooner had I climbed into bed than some of the equipment was being triggered. So I'm yet to analyze the video. I know I'm doing this preliminary video now, which will be at the start of the video. But like I say, I'm going to upload the full video tonight with the analysis, see what type of, if anything, additional is seen, bar what happened in that first 10 minutes. I did record some of it on my mobile phone as well, which I will load up straight after this video. So anyway, yeah, I'm just really interested to see what, if anything else, was showing up that night. I'm really open-minded about what's going on, but I know something is going on for sure, definitely. It's very subtle. It tends to be low-key, but it's manifesting in different forms now. There's been 1, 2, 3, 4. There was the orb type balls 2 years ago, the flash of blue light and EMF triggers, and now there's been further activity this week as well on different devices. So anyway, I'm going to get loaded up and go from there. It's going again. And it just stopped. And again. I just don't. I'm going to go back to bed. I'm a bit lost for words with what's going on here. I think that's now the 4th time that has gone off. There's never been any activity on that cat ball, that spirit ball, and I just don't know what to make of this. I'm in a little bit of a state of shock with it. Yeah, I'm in a bit of a state of shock. They've never been triggered in the house on any of these. Like little passive investigations that I've done, and yeah, I'm just really confused. Not confused, but just okay, right. I'm going to stop thinking about it. I need to just relax, and I'm going to try to sleep. As crazy as that sounds, but I am going to try. I know that you're here. You are here, yes? Can you tell me your name or give me a sign of who you are? That's the third time it's went off in just as I was getting into bed. The first time I just got into bed, checked my GoPro that it was recording through the app on my phone, and I saw the ball flashing. I quickly made a recording of it, and then I checked it, came out, then went back into bed. Just as soon as I got into bed again, it went off again. And then I've come back out again, and it's a third time it's went off as I'm stood here. Could you give me another sign if you're with me, please? Try to tell me who you are. I saw the flashing through. I've left the bedroom door open, and that's... I'm going to stop recording, and if anything happens, I'm going to come back to it. Okay, so I am just going to cover off the overnight recording now. I think I've already went over some of the earlier... Well, I have went over the earlier activity. Much of it was caught in real time, as we've seen on the mobile phone footage. But this time lapse shows a couple of further triggerings of the spirit balls and EMF triggers. Some of them are really strong as well. So I'll come to the main events, and I'll just offer some brief commentary as this plays out. So coming up, there is going to be another flash on the spirit ball overnight. I was asleep at this point. And then we are now coming into another one. It's interesting because the EMF now starts. So yeah, first EMF trigger, and then we have what appears to be a bit of a break on across the night. Quite a bit of recording time here, where as far as I could see, nothing was happening. I did look at the video in the dark as well to see whether I could pick up any lights or anything unusual, but there was nothing being displayed. And like I say, for quite a bit of the evening, into the early hours of the morning, there was nothing being triggered on the EMF or the spirit balls. So, but yeah, I believe there's another EMF about to kick in now. And there was no more spirit ball activity. That all seemed to be, let's see. Yeah, that's a big EMF. That is a big EMF spike. That went all the way up into high amber, into red almost. And there's another one coming up now. Yeah, and again, quite a big pulse. But there was nothing, like I say, the spirit ball activity was quite frenetic in that first 10 minutes when I went to bed. And I will add as well that the spirit ball was nicely situated on the carpet. It's not like it was rolling around. It's not like there was any movement as far as I could see. And what I could have done in hindsight, which is always a beautiful thing, would be to mark the position of the on button, which I could use to determine any relative movement. But I didn't do that. But that might be worth doing on further investigations. Just do a quick real-time video of the equipment so I can ascertain the position of them overnight and determine if there's been any changes. So yeah, like I say, now, yeah, a big slice of time where nothing is actually happening. There's nothing being triggered and everything's calm. So I'm still, like, that whole experience on Friday was mind-blowing. It really was. I remember just setting the equipment up, and I just was about to get into bed, and then I could see the flashes coming through from the hallway into the bedroom, and like my whole like stomach dropped out. I'm like thinking, what's going on here? And then I think when I actually asked if there's anyone here, it did flash, but I think that was just a coincidental episode. It's not like it was responding to questions or anything like that. But so yeah, like there's around across the rest of this video, yeah, there's absolutely no more activity as far as I could see. So this is around 2.5 minutes of recording time, which would equate to, let's see, we're probably talking around 2.5 hours, 3 hours of, let's see, from 1 o'clock into 6 hours. About 1.5 hours of recording time. This is right. What we're looking at now is the equivalent of, like I say, 1.5 hours of actual time-lapse photography where nothing is taking place. Nothing's being triggered whatsoever. And I think dawn will be coming up soon, so there should be a change to the image, but that might be, I might have to look back over this and watch it on 4K on the big TV and see whether I pick any additional detail up. But from looking at it, analysing this video on my MacBook, I didn't notice anything out of the ordinary. So yeah, now we can see the lights beginning to change. It almost looks kind of creepy, that midnight blue just flickering away. And again, that flickering effect I think is just the sensor on the GoPro, because it is such a small sensor and it's desperately trying to get as much light in as possible. And I think what happens is when you see it kick, it goes from this huey midnight blue into like a more flat grey. I think that is when the sensor has just reached a level that it's kind of comfortable with. That should kick in now. Again, I don't know anything about how to analyze this type of stuff correctly and how these cameras work, but that's just my inference based upon what little I do know. But yeah, you can see now it is starting to get quite light. As far as I can see, there is nothing happening on anything. So yeah, that was a very, very interesting investigation, and I'm going to keep doing these over the coming weeks. I'm going to aim to do them as frequently as I possibly can. So yeah, until the next one.